Everybody, this is Neil Thompson. I'm the founder of Teach the Geek. It's an online platform for STEM professionals. The first offering of the platform is a public speaking course called Teach the Geek to Speak. To learn more about the platform and the course, please go to teachthegeek.com. Again, that is teachthegeek.com. Now, I guess for the last number of weeks now, maybe even a couple of months, it hasn't seemed that long, but I think it has been that long. I've actually been I've been going on Facebook Live and referring you all to articles on things you can do to improve your public speaking, various tips and suggestions. And it got me thinking about feedback and how important it is in getting better as a public speaker. But it also got me thinking about feedback that you actually think is important and would be beneficial to your public speaking. And it reminded me of an incident, not an incident, but a time when I was a member of a group called Toastmasters. And for those of you that don't know, Toastmasters is an international organization, and its goal is to help people improve their public speaking. And Toastmasters has been very helpful in giving me a forum to practice my public speaking, and I was a member for a number of years. And I remember from my first club that I was a member of, I got a lot of feedback on after giving a speech. So for those of you that don't know, as a member of Toastmasters, you're expected to give speeches, prepared speeches. What that is there are a number of manuals that Toastmasters puts out, and they focus on various things. So there's a manual on funny speech, humorous speeches. There's one on speaking for management. There's another one on just various things. I can't really think of all of them at the top of my head. But after giving a speech, you're given an evaluation from another Toastmaster member on things that you've done well and things you can improve on. And you can even ask other people that watched or listened to your speech for their feedback too. And something that I eventually found is oftentimes you get feedback that might be contradictory. So it'd be really hard to implement such things because you can't really go implement X and then implement Y if they're diametrically opposed. I mean, how can you do both? And it really got me thinking about just leaving behind the feedback that you think isn't all that helpful to you and just embracing the feedback that you think is helpful. So the suggestions and the links that I include in these Facebook Lives, they're all meant as, I guess, as guides. And they're not certainly meant as these are things that you absolutely, if you don't implement them, then your speeches are going to be crappy. I mean, one of the things that I struggle with myself in giving speeches is eye contact. And I remember a Toastmaster from that first club said that when giving a speech, you need to look somebody in the eye 3 seconds. And I remember trying very hard to do that for my next speeches, for my subsequent speeches, and it was a shit show. It was just really hard because I found that when I would do that, I'd forget what I was going to say. And so then I would just be standing there, just trying to think in my mind, what was my next thought again? And that's not all that helpful when you're giving a speech. Obviously, people are there to listen, to hear what you have to say. But I mean, if you're able to do that while looking somebody in the eye for 3 seconds, all power to you. But if you find yourself faltering when looking at somebody for 3 seconds and you don't remember what you're going to say, well, then I'd suggest don't look at them for 3 seconds. Because ultimately the message is more important than the eye contact, if you ask me. I mean, you're up there to talk and to look. maybe that's just my weird way of looking at things, but that's kind of how I see it. So as I mentioned, all the tips and recommendations that I provide through these Facebook Live videos, and then on Tuesdays I do Teach the Geek Tuesday, all that stuff. If you find it helpful, great. And if you don't listen to it. I fully believe that when you're giving a speech, you're supposed to be your authentic self, and that's supposed to shine through. You're not supposed to appeal to all people. That's something also I learned as well. You're trying to appeal to as many people as possible. That's for sure. But trying to get everybody, that's just not possible. You're going after a goal that's just not attainable, and that's just not helpful to go after such goals, if you ask me. So that's basically what I have to say about that. Everything that I say, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, if you think it's useful, use it. If not, don't. I won't take offense, I promise. I've gotten a whole lot of feedback over my life to giving doing public speaking, and some of the stuff has been really helpful, and other stuff, not so much. And I leave that to the side. Hopefully, the people that gave that feedback aren't all that offended that I didn't implement their suggestions. But if they are, I wasn't supposed to appeal to all people anyway. Again, my name is Neil Thompson. I am the founder of Teach the Geek. It's a platform for STEM professionals. It's online. It's the first course, or the first offering of the platform is a course called Teach the Geek to Speak. To learn more about the platform and the course, please go to teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. Until next time, please take care.